So today I drew Machiavelli, and as I was learning about him, he wrote this book called The Prince, and it was really cool because he had a falling out with the Medici family, and so he was trying to repair that through this book by teaching themes and the proper way to rule the country so that the Medici family could read it and that they could be on better terms. Hopefully, that was his goal. Anyways, so I decided to write a letter to a friend who I feel like isn't a very good friend, and I would like to read that, and it is how I think a friend should treat another friend. So, this is my letter. It's called The Young Lady. And it goes like this. In a far-off kingdom lived a young lady in need of a friend. She was busy with school, work, and aspiring dating life. She needed someone to listen to her struggles, hold her while she cried, and to make her laugh every day. One day, the young lady was about the town and met a young man. His name was Paul. Paul introduced himself and walked around town with her to keep her company. He was polite as he opened doors for her, listened to her, and kept her company. She returned the favor by listening to him as well. They had a wonderful day, both the young lady and Paul, and realized that they had done so without much effort, and they were able to form a great bond. They continued their friendship as the days, weeks, and years rolled on. They attended each other's weddings, were there for the blessings of their children and the hardships they faced in life. It was wonderful friendship filled with trust and respect for one another. This is how a friendship should be. They are an example to all of the potential we have to be a friend to someone else. So that is my letter that is inspired by Machiavelli's The Prince. Okay, so today I drew Artemisia, I can't say her last name, Gentileschi? We'll go with that. So what's cool about Artemisia is she was an artist, but that was a male-dominated field at her time. So it was really scary for her to pursue that career. And she was actually assaulted and raped, and some terrible things happened to her. But she continued to go for what she loved and define that women can do what they want to do, which is awesome. So I was trying to think today of something that I could do that was kind of out of gender characteristic, and we had the opportunity to meet some of my roommate's fiance's friends, and one was Colombian, and so I decided to ask him if he knew how to Latin dance, because I was like, that'd be cool, I should learn. And so I took initiative, which women usually don't do, and we learned to dance, and then everyone in the apartment started to dance, and it was so fun because we all had a giant dance party for 2 hours, so it was the best. So that was cool. So George Gershwin, he was a composer, and something cool about him is he mixed classical with jazz, which was a really strange combination, but he was actually successful, which is cool. So I was trying to think today of something that I could mix that wouldn't really make sense, and I came up with ice cream sculpting, which people have done before. I know maybe it's not that creative, but I haven't done it before, and so I wanted to try, and I thought it went well with George Gershwin's what he inspired me to do. Anyway, so it was really fun, and it was cool because we had to sculpt really quickly because our hands would melt the ice cream and destroy the sculpture, which was destroying our end goal. So just kind of interesting to put two and two together, but we were actually able to make this really cute turtle. Unfortunately though, I did not take this video while we still had the turtle. So I will put that in a picture in the video next. Okay, so today was William Shakespeare, and I think that we are all very familiar with him and his work. But one thing to note was, well, at least that I noticed, was he was able to depict human nature very well in his plays, and I'm sure that took a lot of studying and a lot of meditation to figure that out. And so I decided that in my journal I would write an entry on my own human nature. So this is my journal. We don't have to look at that side. So this is the entry, and it goes all the way over to this page. And I don't really feel super comfortable sharing it just because it's kind of my own human nature. But I can say about this activity that was really cool to just kind of sit there and think for a little while about who I was and why I did the things that I do. And then if I don't like those certain things, I can totally change that, and I realized that. So I think it was just a cool exercise to be able to incorporate part of William Shakespeare into my life for this day. So thanks. Today was really cool. I drew Isaac Newton, and as we know, he was an amazing scientist. But also, one of the reasons that he was able to come up with all the inventions that he did was because he was so focused on his work and he would not get distracted by anything, by like family members, dinners, nothing. So I was thinking about what distracts me in my life, and one is my phone. So I left my phone home for the day, which was really cool because I was way more focused in my classes and I got so much more homework done, and I didn't get on Facebook just to procrastinate time or anything, and so I totally recommend it. But I was nervous that my mom was going to call and get mad because I didn't answer, so I don't think it's a feasible or reasonable thing to leave your phone home all the time, but it was cool for a one-day experience. So yeah, thanks.
Yep.
Okay, so today I drew Leonardo da Vinci, and he was creative in the art form that he would study human bodies to figure out how to draw them even better. So he was a dissection artist, which is weird. But I have taken anatomy and I love it, and so I decided to draw a face from memory with the facial muscles determining like how the face would end up, which is cool because I am not an artist and I'm terrible drawing faces. So I drew this. And what this is it has all the different facial muscles that you can see that are superficial. So this is like orbicularis, oh dear. Orbicularis oculi is this one, orbicularis oris is this one, and zygomaticus, levator anguli oris is over here, depressor oris. So anyways, this is just a picture of all the different face muscles to show that Leonardo da Vinci has made an influence on my life today.
Now we are ready.
Okay. So today I got Lorenzo de Medici, and something cool about him is he had a really awesome vision of what he wanted his people to become, so he would take steps to help them in that way. So he'd like sponsor art competitions and things like that to help the people with their learning and understanding to make them into greater people and a greater city. So I did the same thing for my own life. So I did like an ultimate goals list and then how I'm going to get there. So it's right here. So my number one vision is raise children to have faith in the Lord and good service-oriented people. So I'm going to develop my own faith by reading my scriptures and praying each day. Also share my testimony with those around me. Number 2 was create and run a nonprofit organization. And so I'm going to do that by becoming part of a nonprofit organization to learn about it so that I can help people and create my own. Number 3 was have a happy marriage. So I have decided that when I have a disagreement with a friend or a family, that I need to talk to them and learn how to solve those problems with them so that when I'm in a marriage I can do that better. 4 is be a disciple of Christ 100% of the time. So I need to stand up for my beliefs now, especially when under peer pressure, and walk away from situations that I know are not approved of by Christ. 5 is learn 4 languages to be able to serve many more people around me. And so I can do that by, well, I know English and Spanish, and so I need to take a class for ASL because I have like half of that language memorized. Not like half, like probably a fourth. But anyways, I could take class for that and learn that and improve that. And then number 6 is develop talents that currently scare me. So for example, singing, writing a book, or drawing. So I've made the goal that I can draw something each week to develop better talent for art. So that is how I can emanate Lorenzo de Medici in my life, in me life. You feel me? Yep. Alright, so today I drew Elizabeth I. And the thing about Elizabeth is she was a great problem solver in her kingdom. So I decided I need to problem solve something in my kingdom, my apartment. So I decided to unclog the shower drain. And I'm going to do that by doing salt. And we do 1 part salt. I don't really know how much, but that's what it told me. Then we're going to do 1 part baking soda. And then we're going to mix it around. That's mixed. Alright, and then we pour it down the drain. Like so. And then the fun occurs when we put vinegar on it. Oh, it's not going down.
Just give it time. Give it time. It has to eat through that thickness. Susanna's going to tell us if it works or not.
going down. Slowly. I see the drink.
Smells like Easter.
Smells like Easter.
I think it is all reacted.
Alright. Well,
Do you think that's it?
I think so. Should I pour more? Pour more? Oh. I'm moss. Okay. I think that's it. Just hope that works out for us. Well, we'll see what happens there. But that is me emanating Elizabeth I.
Yay!
Okay. So today I drew Lorenzo Bernini, and he is a sculptor, and he had to live in the shadow of Michelangelo, which would have been a really hard shadow to be a part of because, I mean, how are you gonna like live up to Michelangelo, right? So he just decided to do what he could anyways and be good at what he could do. And one thing that he did well was he would mold sculptures into people and like their emotions. And so I did that today with Play-Doh. And so this is my little emotion for today. I'm tired. I want to go to bed. And so yeah, that is what I did to emanate him in my life. And I thought it was cool because I do not mold things and I'm not a sculptor at all. So it was just good to get me out of my comfort zone. So anyways, that's all. Okay, so today I drew the name Johann Sebastian Bach, and he is known for his amazing musical ability. Shh. So he also would share it with people that he cared about and his friends and family, and he would often share it for free as well, or for very low pay. And he's like amazing, which now if you listen to his music, it's gonna be really expensive. So kind of interesting. So I decided to take that and teach these two lovely men row, row, row your boat backwards, which is cool and unique. So we're going to sing it and show our hard work paying off. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Dream about is life, merrily, merrily, merrily.
Merrily streaming down gently, boats your row, row, row.
That's all. Louis the 14th is who I drew today, and he is really persuasive. He was able to persuade his country to do exactly as he wanted, and the people that worked for him, even his servants, would just do anything they could to please him and to do as he asked. So he was able to create this wonderful vision and make people execute that. So I was thinking about what I could do for that, and I decided that I'm going to do a fundraiser to raise money to buy hygiene kits for kids in Cambodia, and because I'm going there this summer, and so I was like, this is something extra I could do, take some hygiene kits over, educate them on how to have good hygiene, and give them these kits to start up. So I decided to make a GoFundMe, and I convinced many of my friends and the university that we're going with, the people that are going with us at MSU, to share the GoFundMe on Facebook. I also called a radio station and shared with them my vision, and the coolest thing is, which I wasn't expecting at all, is they emailed me and they want me to come on the show on Tuesday to talk about my hygiene kits. So that's really cool. I'm hoping that I can be persuasive like Louis the 14th and get people to donate to this cause because I think it's really important. But yeah, so it was a really cool day, a really cool project, so I'm excited about it. That's all. So today I had Giuseppe Verdi, and well, first of all, he was a composer for operas, and he was considered really famous for his creative work and be able to incorporate the Renaissance ideas into Italian opera. And so it's really cool because he was able to like mix the two together. So I was able to help my friend with her final project in one of her classes today, and so we decided to do a friends dance. And what was cool is for her project she had to incorporate other materials in it, so she decided to play the Friends episode behind us as we were dancing, and I think that relates really well to Giuseppe because we were just able to use some different dynamics to our performance than what we would usually think to do. So it's cool that it just kind of worked out that way, and I was able to relate him to my life in that way. So that's all. So today was Pablo Picasso, which was cool, and I didn't know how I was going to incorporate him into my life because he has his really cool art form of cubism, and I am not an artist at all. So I was like, I don't know what to do, but my friend Sammy, who is my roommate, asked me to be a part of her final project, so I got to do that as well. And she asked me if I would be a model, and she's really good at editing photos, and so it's cool to be kind of a part of that and watch her as she edited the photos, because she's like a genius at it and I just don't even know what's going on, and that she could just change like the way my face looked and the different parts of like the different shadowing and things like that. And so it was kind of just like being not really Picasso, but like watching a Picasso, and so that was really cool. So that was today, and I'll put those pictures on and next. Okay, so today I drew Winston Churchill, and he had a gift to be able to rally people when they were down and praise them when they were up, and he would give like amazing speeches. And so I just had that in my mind as I was going about the day, and my friend applied to be an anatomy TA, and unfortunately she did not get accepted. So she did the interview, but they didn't hire her, and it was really sad. But I was able to be there for her and just console her and tell her that like how amazing she is, which is true because she really is and she deserves it so much. And it was just cool to have had Winston Churchill in my head to help me to do that this day, to help my friends. So it's just interesting how when you're thinking of something, you're more able to do that later on. So that was really cool. Anyways, that's all. So today I drew Charles Darwin, and I think we're all pretty familiar with Darwin and his theory of evolution. So he's obviously a science guy. He wrote his book, The Origin of Species, and it became really famous that he was able to share his scientific knowledge to the world. So I was thinking about how I can share my scientific knowledge with my world today, and my lovely friend asked me an anatomy question, and I won't get into the details, but she was just confused, so I was able to actually teach her about anatomy, and it was really cool because I was able to apply my scientific knowledge and teach her about what I knew. And so that is how I emanated Charles Darwin into my life today.